communicate, and communicate some more. Because somebody didn't hear it the first time, someone else didn't hear it the second time, someone else didn't hear it the third time. And at that point in time, you're just now reaching somebody for the first time. And that's the way you have to think about it.
What's one common mistake that you see other leaders making during times of change that you're like, no, like this is only going to make things worse?
Oh boy, that's a great question because I was just listening to your last podcast this morning.
Oh yeah, with
Um,
Matt, I know. Yeah.
Change. And I have to say, I'm going to echo, probably what he said, and that is moving change forward too quickly. And, whenever there's change, there's a reason for the change. There's a reason behind it. There's a reason for the speed behind it. There's, tremendous, sometimes pressure, from above, from outside to make the change, whether it's to remain competitive, whether it's to, bring efficiency, whatever it may be. You're working within an organization and everybody's speed and pace of change is different. And it's different because it raises questions on anyone, right? How's this going to impact me? How is this going to impact who I work with? How's this going to impact what I do on a day-to-day basis? And you have to have answers, for those questions. And if you can't answer those questions because you're moving ahead so quickly to get to the achieved result, but you haven't really thought about the impact that it brings to those who need to be on board. They've got to be on board for this to be successful. You have to be able to answer their questions. It's critical to answer their questions. They may not love the answers to the questions, but you need to be transparent with them and you need to be able to tell them, here's how this change will affect you, and here's how we're going to work with you on that. I think when you can't answer those questions and you try to pull an organization along with that change, it's never usually a really great outcome. Either the change doesn't work or you got to go back almost like a phase 2 and come back behind yourself and do a lot of work to get that change to stick.
Yeah, to your point, we talk about that a lot on the show, communication, and how so many people run from what they feel are challenging conversations, complex conversations, or even repetitive conversations. Like you were mentioning in the last podcast, we talked a lot about, Matt mentioned the repetition and how important that is in organizational messaging, that it does feel like almost to an exhaustive degree. When you're going through a change, you have to repeat the message, the goal, the mission, et cetera. Do you see a lot of other leaders or colleagues sidestepping communication?
I think, again, it's one of those human nature things, right? If you're not comfortable with the communication that you have, you don't necessarily want to have it and you don't want to have it over and over again. And I think that is the biggest challenge. We talked a lot in our organization over the past 2 years about transition. And transition is when you have a change that needs to be made and you need it to be accepted within the organization. And it's that period of time, that space in between, which is critical. You can push the change. You can tell everybody what to do. You can be set up over here to receive the change. But if you don't go through that transformation period step by step and really, truly make sure that it's accepted, it just does not get to the output stage in a well-formed manner. So yes, communication highlighted as the most essential. Communicate, and communicate some more. Because somebody didn't hear it the first time, someone else didn't hear it the second time, someone else didn't hear it the third time. And at that point in time, right, you're just now reaching somebody for the first time. And that's the way you have to think about it.
Yeah. Now, with that level of communication, though, and I'm only saying this because I can relate, it then gets hard because we all, a lot of us have families, or you have a home life. You have people outside of the workplace that you're also communicating with. And that can get really exhausting. So how do you balance that? How do you make time for you to where you're not communicating and you're with yourself or whatever it is that makes you feel balanced?
Yeah, I think it's a great point, right? We talk so much about all the work that we're doing here at the workplace. We all have home lives, and that home life looks a little different for everybody. And yeah, I'm a mother of 3, so I have lots that keeps me busy, keeps me moving. And you have to find time for yourself. You have to find that time where, again, this is, I think, another lesson that I learned, Laura. In the past, it was, you're almost in martyr complex, right? You're trying to give so much to what you're doing at work. You're trying to give so much to what you're doing at home that you lose sight of taking care of yourself. And that age-old adage, right? You can't take care of someone else unless you're taking care of yourself. So it's finding time to say, I just need some time, whether it's a long walk, whether it's, going and getting a massage, like my guilty pleasure. It's like something that you have to do for yourself every once in a while. Just say like this hour's all about me. And I think it's really, really important that you have that ability to reboot, because before you know it, somebody's like walking past your door, or somebody's coming down the stairs at home with something else that you need to try to resolve or talk
Yeah.
through or communicate about. And if you can't clear that headspace, inside yourself, then you can't be there for them. And so it's critical.
Okay, so let's say you have a direct report and you're watching it happen. You can tell they are just on the train, 1,000 miles a minute, not taking PTO, not pausing. How do you handle that? Do you have a conversation with them, or do you just watch and wait and then you're there to support when the
Yeah.
crash inevitably happens?
Yeah, I think a couple things there. One, it's having a conversation about awareness. Again, like, are they even aware, that they're just overburdened at the moment? But I can tell you that there have been times in my past where I've had conversations with individuals and said, you know what, we got you. Go home. Go take a day. Just rest. We need you for the long haul. If you keep going at this speed, it's not going to be good for you. We got you for the next couple of days. When you come back, jump right back in, as if nothing ever happened. Just pretend it was planned PTO all along. But you need a little time, and we want to give it to you. And I think it's important. I've had folks that have done that for me in the past. Like, go take a day. Go take a day. And it's empowering when you can, I think, allow yourself to recognize, like, I really did need that day. And I'm better off, and my team's better off for it.